mean, techno music as an industry, you know, I mean, it's had its glory days, it's had its nightmare days, it's had its profitable days, and now it's having its resurgent days at the moment. It's just like house music or any other particular music or genre that comes from an area outside of where it becomes famous. And that is one of the things when I say that, when I said bastardized, I said that so long ago. It's beyond the term of being bastard now. You know, now it's like a child that needs to be adopted. You know, so the bastard aspect is gone. Now adopt this child again and raise him to be a good kid.
Yeah, Derrick, I met him back about 1989, 88, 89, somewhere around there, and he was making records at the time, and I was just starting to make records, and he was really inspiring to me musically. So you know, I had a friend, and he introduced me to Derrick, and then as time went on, you know, he took me under his wing, and you know, then the rest is history.
I think definitely my biggest influences in the beginning were, well, the two guys, Dave and Carl and Derrick, and then Jeff Mills as well. I would say Kevin Saunderson to a certain extent as a DJ as well, producer definitely too. Dave Clark, his Archive 1 CD was a big eye-opener for me in 95, 96. You know, those kind of artists that make tracks that really stood out from anything else. And yeah, when I heard their tracks in the beginning, I was like, oh, I want to know more of these kind of tracks. And I was looking for it as a DJ, and I could never find them. And when I found them, they were always the same names. Carl has been, from the producer side, absolutely my biggest influence. And then Derrick May as a DJ, like I was listening to his tapes in '96, you know, like playing Chemistry in Holland, Amsterdam, and like the way he mixed it, he at that time mixed house music with disco and techno. You know, he would mix Surgeon and Donna Summer in the same set. I haven't heard many DJs doing that, and he did it in a good way, so.
I can't really say that the influences that once influenced me would still be influencing to me today, but I can say that I often forget to mention certain influences within the ones that I always mention. Yellow Magic Orchestra, a Japanese pop group, electronic pop group. But for us in Detroit, they were really important. But we didn't know what important was, because we were just kids listening to music. We just liked the music. We didn't get all up into this logistics of what, you know, what's the future going to come from this record. David Bowie was important to us as kids. You know, I mean, Fashion was a huge record for me. Let's Dance, those were big records. You know. Even Elton John to a degree, the Ohio Players, Cameo. I mean, these are groups that were like, as a kid, I crossed so many boundaries with music because I didn't really have the sort of limitations on what I was told to listen to.
You know, he just owned the techno at some point. He just did with it whatever he wanted. He just took whatever he liked and he made it in his DJ sets to something else, because other DJs could play the same records, but they would make a terrible set and they couldn't do the same thing as him.
Yeah, my influences are from radio when I was a kid, and radio had all kinds of great stuff on it. So, you know, you could hear modern jazz along with rock, along with new wave and disco and everything. So, you know, it's quite inspiring.
Oh man, I don't know, a lot of different stuff over the years. Everything from childhood listening, our parents and older siblings stuff, rock and rock and stuff like that, to dance music and radio,
New York radio,
New York, New Jersey radio. Played a lot of underground dance stuff in the 80s that we were into, and
new wave,
techno in the late 80s and 90s.
Kind of everything.
Yeah, everything really. Just a pretty wide range of stuff. I mean, as a touring DJ, sometimes you get bored with your stuff. So it's nice when you can freshen the setup and then have it go over really well. It's fun, and I think it balances out the studio stuff pretty nicely.
Yeah, I like studio work a lot, but DJing is like one of those things you take for granted. Like if it disappeared, I definitely miss it. But it doesn't feel. I think we both feel like we create a little bit more in the studio.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You have to have a way of editing yourself, and I learned, of course, from my experiences with Derrick early on, and I've learned from listening to other people's music, and I've learned from being a DJ, and I've learned from all these experiences that I've had to be able to just find that point where, it's the end. Maybe I've become more of a master in understanding how to stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more difficult even to stop than it is to start.
It's when the people are really bugging me saying like, we need it now. And then I just have to send it over. Otherwise I can keep going. I'm like, oh, this part, maybe I should change a little bit of the delay here or the filtering there.
But if it's your song?
If it's my own song, it's kind of the same thing. If there's a mastering deadline, it just needs to be uploaded at a certain time and then it's finished. Because, otherwise I just keep going and it's endless.